8 degrees below, and the rice paddies were frozen underneath the soul-bound snow. We've been fighting through the mountains, we've been retreating from the north, while the Chinese volunteer battalion started pouring forth. They gave a name to every glen, a name for every dale, and they called us Hollow Happy like a twisted fairy tale. But there's no joy in the shadows when the sky is turning black, and the Royal Ulster Rifles have a knife against their back. Oh, down in Happy Valley where the smile is just a scar, we're riding to the rescue on a dying Cromwell star. It's Cooper forces moving, can you hear the engines groan, leaving bits Irish iron in the valley of the bone. Raise a glass to the Hussars, raise a glass to the rifles. War is for the king's boys and life is for the trifles. Started screaming and the whistle started to blow, and a sea of khaki overcoats came moving through the snow. No mortars and no cannons, just a million men with lead, and a desperate night of bayonets and a screaming of the dead. The rifles were surrounded, they were cut off from the line, drinking deep a bitter sorrow instead of Irish wine. The road was blocked by fire and the hills were alive with flame, and the happy in the valley was a dirty rotten shame. Stay in the tank, the colonel cried, and bring our brothers out. So Captain Astley Cooper turned his turret with a shout. 6 Cromwells in the darkness with their armor thin and light, charging through the gauntlet in the middle of the night. They ran the narrow path, boys, with the satchel charges flying. The Hussars gave them hell while the Ulster men were dying. They smashed through every roadblock, they broke the human wave right into the mouth of hell to find a frozen grave. Cooper's tank was hit, the tracks began to fly. He stood his ground at the machine gun, meet the winter sky. Get the infantry away was the last command he gave, before the valley claimed him for a hero's lonely grave. Cromwells burned like torches, the valley turned to red. Count the empty places where the boys once broke their bread. 150 rifles and the tankers of the force fell beneath the human sea upon that brutal course. The happy name is bitter now, a ghost upon the wind, a memory of a rear guard where the lines were stretched and thin. They didn't have the heavy gear, they didn't have the heat, but they gave the retreating army a chance to find their feet. From Belfast to the 8th Hussars, the stories told in song of the night in Happy Valley when the night was twice as long.